Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Amelia Lee. After a mass shooting in Lexington, safety advocates say they are working even harder to prevent violence in the city. 5 people are recovering from gunshot wounds after the shooting early Friday morning on Winchester Road. A 6th victim, Antoine Clay, died at the hospital. According to the Gun Violence Archive, this is Kentucky's 9th mass shooting of the year and Lexington's 1st. Terry Dunford originated the Voyage movement that works on preventing gun violence and says change needs to be made.
We have to hold our community responsible. We have to police ourselves so that we say that these things are not tolerated. This child has to grow up without a father.
Dunford says working against violence starts with education. His Voyage movement works to provide assistance to victims and guides youth in preventing future violence. He says through his work, he has seen things like healthy relationships and spreading the word on heavy topics can make a change. A Garrett County man is facing dozens of charges of animal cruelty. The arrest citation of 64-year-old Dennis Kirkpatrick says there were 62 dogs living in bad conditions in his home, with 1 dead dog being found. Cases like this can put strains on already struggling shelters. Some animal shelters in Kentucky deal with shortages of supplies and even for space of animals at that shelter. The Garrett Community Animal Shelter says they are in need of help.
It's heartbreaking, and what it comes down to is basically that we don't have strict enough laws. We would never see these numbers if there was a spay and neuter law, if there was affordable vetting for the spay and neuters. We're seeing more and more numbers like this.
Anita Spretzer with Lexington's Pause for the Cause says she's seen situations like this one before and says current laws are not helping to control the tidal wave of resources Kentucky shelters are seeing. For a rural shelter like Garrett County, the 62 dogs they've taken on have caused the shelter to shut down to other new cases for the time being. Well, spaying and neutering your pets continues to be a hot topic for the Kentucky River Regional Animal Shelter. Animal overpopulation continues to be a common problem across the country and even here in eastern Kentucky, as we have seen with Crass. Getting your dog and cat fixed not only prevents an overpopulated animal population that people can't take care of, but it's also healthy for the pets. Experts say it can help prevent certain infections and cancers and increases animals' lifespan. Tony Vaughn, who actively works with animals, says spaying and neutering your pets is a proactive way to help address overcrowding in shelters.
Me and my wife are going to try to build our own clinic just for low-cost spay-neuter. We're going to take something because we see where the need's at now, and I really want to have our own clinic because the state laws will be changing next year. They'll be a lot stricter. We're going to have a facility that will allow that to happen.
Spaying and neutering your animals can also have a positive impact on their behavior. It often makes them more affectionate, eliminates nervousness, and reduces their desire to wander away from home. After Kentucky River Regional Animal Shelter Board President resigned last week, the shelter is hoping to take strides in a new direction. WYMT's Caroline Mueller brings us to the volunteer and donation drive, which was hosted today.
Cross is rebuilding its foundation as they aim to move past controversies and conflict around the conditions and administrative processes of the shelter.
One of the things that I came in to do was to help them create a plan for how to start getting everything back on track, and that's what we're doing.
Rex Kilburn, who has been working with Cross for about a month, says that is what they were doing today with the volunteer and donation drive. So
we were set up at the flea market. We are going to be set up at Walmart, and there's a local farmers market. We have a little booth set up there. And then we also have a great turnout of volunteers here today who are essentially going through and taking care of some of these serious issues that we have that just need to be taken care of.
He says a lot of today's work was to get the shelter operational.
So simple things like getting an inventory done, reorganizing where storage is kept, getting all the kennels cleaned, everything labeled.
Mariah Mitchell works in disaster relief and first began helping with the shelter after the July 2022 flood.
Dogs they've always had more than probably any other shelter I've worked with. And so in comparison, it would be so difficult day in and day out with such few people. That's why volunteers are so important, to be able to take care of everything.
Kilburn says the goal is to get the shelter to a place where it can prosper.
We want to get the shelter to go beyond just survival for these animals. We want this to be a thriving shelter. And what that means is networking with other shelters, networking with other rescues, getting additional funding coming in that is not spontaneous but consistent.
Staff say they hear the public's concerns, and this new era is not something they can do alone. In Perry County, Caroline Mueller, WYMT Mountain News.
Medical checkups were also done on the animals this morning. If you are interested in volunteering or helping the shelter any other way, you can visit our website, WYMT.com.
Well, stepping outside the house today, I felt that brisk fresh air and I was like, wow, it is really nice outside, and it really is. Taking a look outside at our Buffalo Mountain Cam, you can see clear outside, blue sky. Great day to get out on some water, as you can see right there too. If you have any near you, that would be pretty nice. We did just recently have a power outage, so that WYMT cam is out right now, but current temperatures across eastern Kentucky have not been bad at all. 79 degrees in Hazard, 78 in London, 79 in Somerset, 77 in Monticello, and just a few patches of 80. And as you can see, 24-hour temperature change, we were about 5 degrees lower than we were yesterday in some areas. So overall, just a really nice day to get out and go enjoy. Amelia?
Thank you, Drake. A fallen hero honored. Sergeant Cory Maynard died in the line of duty last year. He was a West Virginia state trooper that was shot last year, and now people are coming together to raise money at a softball tournament for a college scholarship in his name. Ariana Mintz spoke with those close with Cory at the event.
After the tragic death last year of Trooper Cory Maynard, a scholarship was founded in his name to make sure first responders and their families can start or go back to college if they choose to. And on Saturday, a softball tournament held in his name to help raise money for the scholarship. Sergeant Cory Maynard was killed in the line of duty. Friends and family gathering Saturday to honor his legacy.
West Virginia State Police, 5, Dignity 2.
Sergeant Jamie Harris with the Logan Detachment lived with Cory for 30 weeks while they went through the academy together. Now, in his memory, Jamie put together a team to play at the tournament.
Watching an event like this, where Cory's life was so much about service, helping others, reaching out to others. At times, Cory was one that would go that extra mile to really lend a hand.
The scholarship is for first responders and their immediate family through the Southern West Virginia Community College Foundation. This event going on until 9 o'clock tonight, so there's still time to come out and support the event. Ariana Mintz, WSAZ, News Channel 3 Chapmanville.
University of Pikeville medical students are working to give back to the community. WYMT's RJ Johnson shares how they are working to provide free resources to those in the area.
It is opening day for the University of Pikeville's free bear clinic. 6 College of Osteopathic Medicine students are running the clinic, and clinical director El Shadei Sindik says it is an exciting time.
Words don't describe how excited we are as a whole team to be here, to have the opportunity to take care of patients, to really serve the community, and just really put into practice what we say hours on hours, like reading in textbooks and everything. It's been meetings on meetings, getting everything set up, really getting everything put together throughout the summer.
President Haven Jacob Wheatley says it has been a long time coming.
Everything fell into our laps, and it was just a lot of doors opened, a lot of things that we think were meant to be. Everyone on our team was just kind of almost perfectly equipped to work for each other and cover each other's weaknesses. So it's been officially in the works of the Bear Clinic since last May, I think, and kind of progressively going throughout the summer.
The clinic offers services such as osteopathic manipulative treatment, vaccines, and more.
We're doing sports physicals, which is really helpful for like students going into school. I know I always struggle to get those paid for. We're doing general screenings, which includes blood pressure, glucose, general like heart rate, respiratory rate, just making sure you're okay from the get-go.
Sindik says although this is the beginning, they are working on adding more services to the clinic.
And although med is right now the first team starting up, we will be getting pharmacy with us, social workers with us, because that's another discipline at the University of Pikeville. So really the goal is to take care of the needs of the community in a more interdisciplinary basis.
Saying they want to help serve the community in several different ways. In Pike County, RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
The clinic will be on the second Saturday of each month from noon until 4. It's located at 8015 Millard Highway. The Pike County Library hosted a silk painting family workshop at its Pikeville branch. Teaching the ins and outs of silk painting, people who attended were able to create a variety of creative paintings. Library Program Director Maggie Salisbury says they received a grant to host these events.
So they're drawing and stenciling onto the silk and then adding the paint and waiting for it to dry. It's a 3-hour-long process. So we got a grant from the Kentucky Arts Council to host teaching artists for the next few months. And so for one of our programs, we have a lady come from Louisville, an artist, to teach silk painting.
Salisbury says it's all a part of continuing to promote arts within the community, adding they hope to host events at other branches in the county. Coming up, a cleanup project at the North Fork River brought in volunteers from out of town.
Grab those grills and floaties. It's a perfect weekend for the outdoors. I'll have the details in just a few minutes. Stay with us.